The EDAC learning method was created by Success Strategy Training and Development to organize subject learning into 4 distinct processes. The methodology behind EDAC states that a subject can be better learned and understood by focusing more on what's in it for the learner. Research has proven that the more we can help someone understand why they should know or do something, the more likely they are to commit to the new process. EDAC strives to do this by taking learners on a 4-step knowledge journey. The first step is the examination phase.
In the examination phase, we bring in awareness knowledge of the subject to the learner. This is an immersive technique that teaches the learner general knowledge about the subject. This is especially effective when the learner is fairly new to a concept, or is unfamiliar with how to apply the concept to their current role. The examination phase is a practice in globalization of the subject matter. It delivers a big picture viewpoint describing the learned concept as a whole. It can be likened to defining the subject for the purposes of learning how to use it. The second step is discovery.
In the discover phase, we take a deep dive into the subject. This is the point where we examine models and other data, in order to take a more analytical approach to learning. At this juncture, the learner will begin to recognize the benefit of knowing about the subject. They will then naturally begin to answer the question, "What's in it for me?" Once the learner has these details, and knows how the subject benefits them, the natural progression is to then apply it to their experience. This leads to the third phase. Apply.
The apply phase is all about strategy. The learner takes what they have learned through their examination and discovery, and they apply it to their current role or situation, in ways that prove to be the most beneficial to them. In doing this, the learner is approaching the subject from a personal standpoint. The details are applied to real-world situations that they could experience. This helps the learner grasp the true meaning of the subject, how they benefit from knowing it, and how to utilize or apply their newfound knowledge. Finally, we reach the final phase. Create.
The create phase is extremely important. As with any improvement, when the stresses of process problems manifest, it becomes easy to regress and begin using bad habits. The create phase fights that tendency. During this phase, the learner is encouraged and assisted in creating an action plan with tangible items built in, to help them sustain the improvements they've made. This action plan creates an accountability factor for the learner. It helps them to recognize that their progress will be made in incremental attainable goals. As the learner experiences the success of meeting a goal, they will be more inclined to keep pushing toward the next.
This completes the overview of Success Strategy's EDAC learning method. This process of immersive and experiential learning is an effective way of helping your learners retain and sustain the subject they are learning. It is Success Strategy's assertion that EDAC, used effectively, can be more impactful than standard objective-based course construction. It does this by immersing the learner into the subject and answering 4 key questions. What is it? What does it do? How can it make me better? And finally, how can I sustain any improvements? To learn more, or to see how you can incorporate EDAC into your organization's learning plan, contact Success Strategy Training and Development today. Visit our website at successstrategytraining.com.